Today we will discuss an overview of the 4 C's. They are critical thinking, communication, collaboration, and creativity. Today we will discuss the importance and definition of each, as well as how they relate to other skills and how we can integrate them into the classroom. Critical thinking is important for thinking well. It is important to build habits of the mind, like analysis, interpretation, problem solving, and reasoning. This type of thinking will contribute to career success and success in the rest of your higher education. Learning critical thinking skills leads students to develop other skills such as deeper analysis and higher levels of concentration. This important habit is for your everyday work to better serve your customers, develop better products, and improve within a changing global economy.
In order to critically think, you need to analyze and evaluate evidence and points of view. In addition, synthesize and connect information. Then you draw conclusions and interpret this information. Once you've made conclusions, you can reflect on them. Critical thinking also involves solving problems both in conventional and new ways. It requires asking clarifying questions and questions leading to better solutions.
Here is an example of our project for 8th grade geography that requires critical thinking. Students are assigned to groups to research information about a specific state park. They collect information about what the state park has to offer for facilities, information, camping, and recreation. Then students analyze data about the state population, including race, religion, language, and socioeconomic status. They then critically evaluate and draw a conclusion about whether or not the park meets the needs of the state and make suggestions for necessary accommodations and improvements.
The second C, communication. It is important to be able to analyze, process, and contribute to conversations in all aspects of life, from the classroom, workplace, and public life as well. Communication can be defined in many ways. It is articulating thoughts and ideas, using words to inform, instruct, motivate, and persuade, listening effectively, and assess and use multiple media technologies. Communication is related closest to collaboration, such as working effectively with diverse teams, making necessary compromises to accomplish a common goal, and assuming shared responsibility for collaborative work. It is also related to the other C's. In the classroom, communications skills can be integrated into classroom teaching and learning across a variety of grade levels and disciplines. For example, in a 4th grade English class, students may pose a question about a local issue on a secure collaborative space. Each student gives a short written or recorded response and then invites community leaders to add their responses. Thoughts are clearly and effectively articulated through writing and speaking. As you remember to integrate communication into classroom practices, remember to reflect on questions such as how can you model communication skills for your students, or how to encourage students in your class to be better communicators. And remember to continue to discover new resources to help dialogue and action.
The third C is collaboration, where students come together to work collaboratively in a group. As a result of students working collaboratively, the group can generate more knowledge, making collaboration a key ingredient to student success in today's global society. There are 3 parts to the definition of collaboration. First, to demonstrate the ability to work effectively and respectfully with diverse teams. Second, to exercise the flexibility and willingness to be helpful in making necessary compromises to accomplish a common goal. And third, assume shared responsibility for collaborative work and value the individual contributions made by each team member. Here are several ways to integrate collaboration into your classroom. First, for world languages, students team with another class in a target language country to identify and compare endangered species. By coming together, the students can collaborate to produce a multimedia informational presentation for their peers. A second way to integrate collaboration into the classroom is through the arts. While rehearsing a piece in music class, students can discuss as a group how each individual part, the melody or the harmony or the instruments played, contribute to the musical effectiveness of the overall performance. A third way is through geography. Students will be able to research different states, a part of the United States, and look at the cultures. When they come together, they can produce a whole of the United States and what each state looks like. The last way to integrate collaboration into the classroom is through science. Working in collaboration with other classes in the school, students can investigate water runoff on their school grounds and use different technologies to create relevant maps. Students will then come together using their different roles in the project to be able to collaborate with other classes and create relevant maps using claims, evidence, and reasoning.
The fourth C is creativity and innovation. This can be defined in many different ways. The first part is thinking creatively. This means brainstorming ideas, coming up with new ones, and elaborating and refining these ideas. The second step is working creatively with others. This means that you have to actually develop and implement these new ideas. Be open and responsive in your group setting and demonstrate the originality of your idea. The last one is implementing the new innovation that you came up with. This makes the ideas that you created tangible and useful and contributes to the field in which they are occurring. Creativity has a great relation to all the other C's, but you are able to implement it well in the classroom. Now, for an example, let's first say that we have a classroom brainstormer problem, and they select bullying as their problem. Now, many people would think bullying is a very hard problem to solve. Now, the students need to come up with a new and original idea in order to do this. They brainstorm and go through a group process and come up with the idea of putting the bad guys in jail. Well, maybe sitting outside and laughing and having ice cream. We don't know. After this, they give each other thumbs up because they came up with a new and tangible idea to add to the world of putting the bullies in jail. So, to review, the first C is critical thinking. The second is communication. The third is collaboration. And the fourth is creativity and innovation. These are all skills that are necessary for the future success of learners in the 21st century. And that's the end of our show.